Do it from the other side, please.
Face this side.
You're blocking us.
Let's face the camera.
Put it down. Put it now. Yes. We'll do the rest. Come. Yes.
Here we go. And here, don't put your back to the camera. Kind of.
Face the camera. Face the camera. Everyone slowly. Thank you.
We have a history.
And a geography also.
Camera here.
Thank you. We will plant that.
God of all creation, blessed is the land of nation. Justice be Washington, defender. May we dwell in unity, peace and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders. We turn to the East African anthem. Able to be alive this day. We don't want to take it for granted because quite a number of folks the world over are languishing with various incurable diseases. But for us, you've given us life and even have to be here. We want to thank you and commit this entire event into your able hands. Come down with power and impact the grace that is required for us to discharge every responsibility here. We thank you for our guests who come from far and wide. We thank you for the chief guest of this function. And we want also to commit the entire family of the Kisumu National Polytechnic. As we start off this function, abide with us and let your presence always continue because it is your will to be with us till the end of age. For in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we pray and believe. Amen. I wish to take this time to invite Mr. Pio to take the next activity, the set of activities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Charles Nawal. I want to take this opportunity to welcome this conference. As I said earlier, we are slightly late, but I know we have the capacity to recover the lost time, and all shall be well. At this juncture, I'll invite the Director Research to give his remarks. I'll invite him.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Allow me to welcome us to this year's annual International Multidisciplinary Conference. It is our fourth international conference. It's an annual event that we've held the last 4 years. And we've moved from a small event to a platform where we can share our findings. In the Kisumu National Polytechnic, the order that brings us into creation, research and innovation plays a critical role in us achieving our mandate. And one of those roles is undertaking research activities. Apart from undertaking those activities, we are also requested or required by the same order to find platforms for dissemination of these findings. Apart from that, we are also expected to undertake technology transfer. So we do not only undertake innovation activities for the sake of that. We don't only undertake research for the sake of research, but to take it for the greater good of the Republic, the greater good of humanity. And this conference gives us a unique opportunity, a platform where we are going to share on our research, our findings, so that together we can pool our resources and build this nation. So that is the main goal for this conference. The conference is being held alongside a skills competition. The way the world is going right now, we are moving away from theoretical aspects of training to skills and competencies. As an institution, we believe that that is the correct direction, that is the right direction, and so for the second time, we'll be also hosting our skills competition. In this competition, we've worked together with the industry, who has formulated a number of tasks that our trainees are going to compete on. We'll be looking at the competencies. When we talk about competencies, it's the ability to achieve a specific goal or objective. And that now plays a critical role in our day-to-day running of the institution. And that is why we do have the skills competition. Outside the conference room, you've seen some tents, and the trainees will be competing so that you see who has better competencies. Amongst the trainees, we have trainees from sister institutions that we do mentor. As Kisumu Polytechnic, we undertake mentorship of 7 institutions within the Republic. And of these 7 institutions, we participate in a number of activities, and one of them is on skills development. So that will also be displayed. The third article that we're going to look at will be also innovations. Our trainees participate in innovative activities. Most of the innovations are there to solve problems that we face as a society. And they're very proud to present these innovations. So apart from the conference, when you find time, just walk to our tents. You'll be able to see the innovations and also the skills competition. Allow me to end there. And also allow me to welcome us to the conference. Thank you.
Take this opportunity to recognize the principals of the technical institutions who are here with us and all the other technical TVTT institutions. Without you, this conference is not complete. I'll request my colleague and the Deputy Principal Academics, Madam Lena, to convey the message of the Chief Principal Our chief principal is on official assignment in Ethiopia, and we are here to undertake all the assignments. Madam Linda, welcome.
To our guests and all the participants of this international conference, allow me to read a message from our chief principal, who is also the secretary to the governing council of the Kisumu National Polytechnic. That is Madam Catherine Peloni. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the Kisumu National Polytechnic and to the 4th Kisumu National Polytechnic Annual International Multidisciplinary Conference and 2nd National Skills Competition and Exhibitions. It is indeed gratifying that this event is taking place at a time when the whole world and the country in particular is on the recovery path after devastation caused by COVID-19 pandemic. It is in appreciation of this reality that the Kisumu National Polytechnic settled on the theme Research, Innovation and Skills towards Transformative and Resilient Economy. This conference is deliberately designed to provide an opportunity for researchers and innovators to showcase and disseminate their research findings and innovations. In addition, the conference also provides an avenue for collaborations and partnerships between the academia and industry. Esteemed participants, the sub-themes of this conference were carefully tailored to address present and emerging challenges facing humanity. Food production and security, for instance, it is increasingly becoming a matter of global concern. The sub-theme on food security, agricultural value chains provides an opportunity for the researchers to address critical issues such drivers of food systems and economic development, advancement technologies and automation in agriculture, biotechnology in agriculture, food processing, transformative value chains for accelerating economic recovery, innovation and networking markets for sustainable economy, and social enterprise and entrepreneurship towards resilient organizations. I am pleased to report that research papers will also be presented on sustainable energy and manufacturing sub-theme, tackling areas such as inclusive and sustainable industrialism, green energy, smart manufacturing, and green technology for sustainable development. This conference has also dedicated a sub-theme to deliberate on maritime and blue economy, with special consideration to critical issues such as the role of TVTT in building sustainable and resilient human systems, offshore renewable energy, aquaculture, seabed extractive activities, marine biotechnology, and bioprospecting. Ladies and gentlemen, for Kenya to realize the Vision 2030, our training institutions must leverage on research and innovation to develop technologies that not only address existing gaps and challenges, but also takes advantage of existing opportunities in various sectors of the economy. It is in this endeavor that the Kisumu National Polytechnic, in collaboration with the Kenya Industrial Property Institute, KIPI, is in the process of establishing a Technology and Innovation Support Center. The center will support research and innovation, related activities right from idea conception to development and possible commercialization of innovations, while ensuring that they are fully protected. This conference brings together accomplished researchers, innovators, and budding scholars from our student community. It is my hope that we shall engage each other and share experiences and forge strategic networks for the advancement of science and technology. Finally, I express my deepest gratitude to the conference organizers who have worked tirelessly to ensure that this day is meaningful, our international partners, principals and sister TVET institutions, industry partners, and all who have directly and indirectly supported the success of this conference. Many thanks for making this conference a reality. Thank you. I'll take this chance to invite our chief guest, Mr. David Ngala, who is representing our PS of the Vocational Technical Training, to officially open the conference. Welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As you heard in the introduction, I'm Polytechnic, Deputy Director in the Ministry of Media State Department for Vocational Technical Training. I'm representing PS Dr. Margaret Mwakima. She had wanted to be with you. We received the invitation, and she was to be with you in this activity. But because of other engagements, actually she is out of the country where the chief principal is. And it so happened that I was doing other activities around, and I was told to step in and represent her. In fact, just about 20 minutes ago, I received a call from her. She wanted to confirm whether I'll be here to represent her in this very, very important conference. This shows that she takes such activities very seriously, and it is because this is the way to go in this TVET subsector. So I have a statement that she would have wanted to deliver. I'll read it. Director GP, council members present, principals from other TVET institutions present, the deputy principal, registrars, deans, heads of departments, the DEC community, and exhibitors. Good morning. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development states or affirms the global leadership determination to hold and take steps that needs to be taken to shape the world to a sustainable and resilient path. The transformation requires breaking through the path dependency that defines the way things are done. The four barriers to this transformation are the inadequate human resource, institutional capacity, institutional rigidity that leads to diminished institutional capacity to adapt to the changes, and also inadequate social momentum for change and socio-cultural factors, gender and other dimensions of inequalities, and imbalance in access to education. To mitigate these challenges, our government is employing the following strategies to ensure transformation towards a sustainable and resilient society. These strategies include: 1. Transformative skills-based, industry-driven education system. As you are aware, as a country, we have adopted CBET. CBET is a complete departure from the way curriculum was being delivered in Kenya, where the emphasis is the acquisition of skills, where the industry is involved right from the stage of developing the curriculum, implementing the curriculum, and also the assessment. Today, more than ever before, our graduates must be able to perform not only non-routine training tasks, but also hands-on on highly specialized skills if they are to succeed on the competitive job market. Specialized skills, creativity, critical thinking are very relevant in this age, where the ability to excel at work is not only rewarded, but expected as a basic requirement. 2, the investment in research, innovation, and development. In fact, at the ministry level, we are emphasizing that TVTT institutions must set aside a minimum or at least 2% of their budget to support research and development at the institutional level. As our society becomes increasingly technological, STEM education must evolve and innovate to ensure we are launching effective engineers, scientists, and mathematicians into the industry and academia. Innovation and creative problem solving are key to meeting our societal needs, strengthening the national economy, and solving global problems. The innovation, the research and development expenditures, and the investment in technology are premises for ensuring competitiveness and progress and through sustainable economic growth. Number 3, deeper engagements to promote broad-based stakeholder support for training and development. Again, I want to emphasize here, at the Ministry of Education, we can't do it alone. We need the players and other stakeholders to support us, and that's why in the managing of the affairs of institutions, we normally engage board members and council members to help us in managing our TVTT institutions. Collaboration between the industry and academia is key to catalyze innovation and growth in technology. While industry often focuses on addressing solutions that are of near-term commercial value, and academia focuses on building new knowledge through skills and imparting education to students, the combination can yield accelerated development of new breakthroughs. Industry partnerships are instrumental in advancing research and creating a skilled workforce. Industry-grade, work-ready talent with specialist knowledge and practical training and learning institutions benefit by having opportunities to work on relevant technologies and challenging problems. As Kenya ushers in the era of digitization, it is an enviable position of having a young tech-savvy population ready to apply its knowledge in key fields such as artificial intelligence and big data to solve major challenges facing critical industries like healthcare and energy. Point number 4, diversifying financing and investment in education. This is very, very, very important. Again, the resources that we are able to have or be given by the government are not enough. We need to diversify financing and investment. In fact, at the ministry level, we are coming up with a policy, we are at the stage of developing a policy that will facilitate or help institutions in being able to diversify their financing sources so that we don't rely on capitation or government funding. As most developing countries struggle to meet their financial demands, for full participation in the world economy, there is a strong pressure to change patterns of government expenditures in order to meet the changing budgetary needs. There are several options that can be explored by widening and diversifying resources of financing of higher education, such as direct cost recovery, grants from and contracts with external agencies, income-generating activities, and voluntary contributions. I must say that many of our institutions have not done very well in this aspect. I'm in an activity in this institution where we have delivered state-of-the-art equipment. I want to challenge you, TVTT institutions, to make use of the facilities that have been given or provided by government to see how we can fund and income to support education and training. Today, I'm happy that Kisumu National Polytechnic has provided a forum through which researchers, policymakers, and other stakeholders can have a genuine conversation on these critical issues. It is my belief that the findings of this international conference will act as a catalyst that will bring true transformation agenda. Thank you. It's my pleasure now to declare this conference officially opened.
Taking the lead in opening up this conference, I have this great honor of inviting the director of NIADEC.
Good morning, everyone. Happy to see all of you here. And converging one place to Polytechnic, talk about development in this country. I'm impressed that the way forward is going to be found here. My name is Peter Nyabwa. I'm the CEO of NIADEC. NIADEC is a Development Center for Environmental Conservation. We have done a number of connections and partners, and have partnered with a number of organizations, both locally and internationally. We will also see one of our international partners who are also here to see what we are doing, and then they can have a word to say. I'm not going to say but that time will come. I'm happy to be here with you, to share with you all the program. Thank you very much.
Opportunity to invite Professor Patterson from the University of New England. I hope I've given the right introduction.
Good morning. It's very, very much an honor to be here as part of this conference. My name is Dr. Richard Peterson from the University of New England in Portland and Biddeford, Maine, where it is very cold. So we are acclimating to the heat. This visit is part of a regular, every 2 years, sometimes 3 years, bringing students to Kenya for approximately 3 weeks to be able to learn from the many Kenyan organizations that are working so hard to bring about the themes of this conference, a sustainable and resilient economy. And it has been customary that we have engaged with NIADEC in a variety of symposia, mini symposia, where our students are collaborating with Kenyan high school students in exchanging knowledge about various aspects of sustainable development in our respective countries. Due to COVID, that program has had to be curtailed a bit this year. And so when we were discussing what our program would be with NIADEC, who has been our partner since about 2009, I was delighted that my colleague, Mr. Peter Nyabua, informed me that it would be possible to attend this conference. I knew about Kisumu Polytechnic, but only minimally, and so I am very grateful to the directors, organizers of this conference for allowing us to attend and be a part of this day. The themes of this conference are spot on in terms of what is needed across the world in terms of bringing innovation and technological development, technological growth. The world is changing so quickly. The themes that have already been mentioned and that I see in the abstracts are some of the same things that our university is trying to work on. The theme of the blue economy is something that we are very much involved in. We live right on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. It is a very, fishing is a very big part of our economy. But our ocean is warming due to climate change faster than any other 99% of the oceans in the world. Our Gulf of Maine is warming faster than all of the other oceans. So we are really challenged by how do we adapt to that changing ocean environment. What are some of the opportunities that we can do to serve our local communities? And so our university is involved in various innovative enterprises such as aquaculture, such as growing kelp farming, seaweed farming, in order to provide various types of income generation, sustainable income generation activities for our populations who are dependent on a healthy ocean system for their own livelihood as well as the livelihood of the economy in our region of the country. So these themes that you are part of this conference are echoed around the world, and these themes are the exact themes that are so important for us to achieve and meet the challenges of a world that is being transformed by climate change. So on behalf of there are 11 of our students who are studying various disciplines, from environmental science to data science to social work to education to anthropology, and to my co-leaders of this trip, this learning journey, I like to call it. Dr. Bethany Woodworth is with me today, and my colleague Sandra Larned. On behalf of all of us, I'd like to say thank you for allowing us to be part of your activities today. It's a great honor to be here. Thank you very much.
I want to take this time to invite the representative of the Managing Director, KIPI, to deliver a keynote address.
Chief guests, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, good afternoon. Yes, it is just noon, so my name is Janet Kisio. I come from Kenya Industrial Institute, KIPI, it is the IP office. And I'm standing in for John Onyango, who is our MD. John Onyango would have wanted me to be here. He was born just a few kilometers from here, and when he's here, it's just like he's at home. So he little bad, but something just came up to meet his bosses, and there's nothing he could have done. He had to go and meet his bosses. So I'm asking his apologies for not attending this meeting, which is actually at home. So my duty is just to read his speech. I will not add anything, no subtract anything. So this is what I'm going to read. Mr. David Nganga, the representative of the chief guest, PS, State Department of Vocational and Technical Training, Minister of Education, Chair to the Council, Kisumu National Polytechnic, Mr. Charles Opio, Deputy Principal Administration, Kisumu National Polytechnic, Linda Ayuko, Deputy Principal Academic, Kisumu National Polytechnic. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It feels great that after 2 years of keeping off any physical gathering due to COVID-19 pandemic, we are once again congregating here today to celebrate the 4th Annual International Multidisciplinary Conference and 2nd National Skills Competition here at Kisumu National Polytechnic. For the sake of time, I straight away move into making my brief remarks on the transformative and economic resilience, the role of intellectual property rights in the age of research and innovation in Kenya. As a reminder, on the March 12, 2020, the first case of the COVID-19 was reported in Kenya, 3 months after its outbreak in December 2019. The pandemic hit the country's economy hard, disrupting key sectors, especially education, international trade and transport, tourism and urban services activities. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics indicated that the country's real gross domestic product contracted by 0.3% in the year 2020 compared to growth of 5% in 2019. It has since then recovered, and the economic survey in the year 2022 which Kenya National Bureau of Statistics released recently indicated that the GDP grew by 5.9% in the year 2021. The Bureau indicated that the economic growth in the year 2021 was supported by improved performance in key sectors of the economy, including manufacturing, which was 6.9%, wholesale and retail trade, 7.9%, real estate, 6.7%, transportation and storage, 7.2%, and financial and insurance activities, 12.5%. It, however, also noted that the activities that were affected more severely by the pandemic in the year 2020, such as education, accommodation, and food services, grew faster than those that were less severely affected. Economic reality. For long now, various studies have shown that agriculture, which contributes about 25% of our GDP, and manufacturing are no longer creating the type and number of jobs thousands of working-age Kenyans will produce out of our educational institutions, including from technical and vocational education and training development institutions. Indeed, the economic survey, including this year's, show that the informal economy is providing our youth more jobs opportunities than the formal sector. Though most of these opportunities are mainly in low productivity areas such as trade, hospitality, and bureaucracy, manual workers who are the tasked to carry out any assignment, transformative and economic resilient. The bouncing back of the economy is largely due to its transformation and resilient through it, though it has just been shocked by the rising global commodity prices, especially oil, wheat, and fertilizer, as a result of the ongoing Ukraine crisis. Fortunately, in the last 2 decades, Kenyans have been steadily moving into knowledge-based economy in which they are enjoying information, communication, and technology in all sectors, thereby enhancing their efficiency, effectiveness, and competitiveness in the world market. This has been witnessed when the COVID-19 pandemic was disrupting virtually every sector of the economy. Our innovators, majority of whom are the youth, came up with many new innovations and inventions in the areas of education, health, agriculture, trade, etc., such as personal protective equipment, contact tracing applications, ventilators, hand washing gadgets, sanitizers, online platform for trade in products and services, conducting learning and meeting, just but to name a few. Intellectual property research and innovation. Intellectual property, which regulates the protection and utilization of rights to inventions, innovations, designs, new plants, varieties, creations, among others, has been identified as one of the most attractive incentives for investment in research and development in the world. This is because with a good IP system, innovators and investors in learning and research institutions are assured of recouping a return on their investment, since their IP rights assets in form of patents, trademark, plant breeders' rights, or copyrights are safeguarded, leading to an increase in innovative and inventive activities, which are key drivers to efficient and improved production and competitiveness of products, processes, and services in the market. A good example is the record development of the over 10 COVID-19 vaccines, such as Pfizer, which was produced by Biotech, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, etc., whose first introduction into the market and distribution across the world, including Kenya, has led to the containment of the pandemic, largely because their owners knew that they will benefit from the vaccine sales since they were under patent protection. IP in Kenya and Tibet institution. The Constitution of Kenya recognizes IP as a property right and creates an obligation for the government to promote, protect, support, and enhance intellectual property rights of the people of Kenya, which is found in Article 11, 40, 69, and 260. Recently, as you may have learned in the IP sensitization workshop yesterday, we have various offices handling different IP functions, including KIPI, Kenya Copyright Board, Kenya Plants Health Inspectorate Services, which is KEPIS, and the Anti-Counterfeit Authority, which is SCA. As you may well be aware, the Cabinet recently approved the Intellectual Property Bill 2020, which, once enacted by Parliament, will merge KIPI, KEPOBO, and SCA to create the proposed Intellectual Property, Kenya Intellectual Property Authority, KIPA. This is aimed at creating a strong, efficient, and effective agency to deliver on IP benefits, the Constitution envisages. More so, the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development is working on a national intellectual property policy and strategy to create a robust policy regime on IP generation, protection, and use in the country. The policy will ensure that the commercial resource of any IP are distributed in a fair and equitable manner that recognizes the contribution of inventors, the relevant institutions, and other stakeholders. It will also ensure that both the IP and other products of research are made available to the public through an efficient and timely process of technology transfer. The government appreciates the critical role TVTT institutions play in the promotion of the country's research and innovation in pursuit of sustainable development, and has tasked its various state agencies, including KIPI, to collaborate with these institutions in executing this important role. To stimulate research and innovation in this institution, including those represented here today, KIPI has assisted a number of them to come up with their own IP policies, which outline clearly how the individual institution, researchers, all lecturers, and students will share commercial benefit of their innovation. Also, in collaboration with the World Intellectual Property Organization, KIPI has been working with various universities and different institutions to set up Technology and Innovation Support Center to facilitate researchers to access the latest information on innovation. It has so far signed a memorandum of understanding with and established in Sigalo Institution of Science and Technology, Eldoret National Polytechnic, and Sigalagala National Polytechnic. KIPI is in the process of doing the same with the Kisumu National Polytechnic. This will enable researchers, lecturers, students, and members of the communities around this learning institution to access specialized databases on IP from across the world free of charge at those centers, thereby reducing the cost of their investment in protecting their IP asset. In conclusion, I wish to congratulate the organizers of the 4th Annual International Multidisciplinary Conference and the 2nd National Skills Competition, and express our gratitude on behalf of the board, management, and staff of KIPI for inviting us to not only attend but also participate in the sensitization workshop yesterday and the conference and skills competition. Thank you.